welcome back to Sekiro. We're at a good point in the game where we're offered choices here. We don't know we're being offered choices if we're playing the game for the first time, but we are being offered choices. Also, you gotta love that From Software, hey, look how far you've come. And that is great. That's great. We love that. So we have some options here. First, let's see what these remnants are all about. We can see Emma, and we can see Kuro. And that kind of gives us a good feeling about Emma, right? Like, she knows Kuro, and she's not, like, chasing him with a knife. So, you know, she can't be all bad. So Lord Kuro feels guilty, as he should, because he's a noble. People came after him in Harada for his divine blood, and Harada was absolutely wiped out as a result. Very few survivors left from Harada. Here we also meet this fella. I love this guy.
Shinobi no danna da. Yeah, ano yo irai desu ne.
He recognizes us, and he says he remembers us from that night. What do you mean that night?
Huh? Danna, oboete nen desu ka? He, naruhodo. Oboete ne to. Na, danna. あっしはあんたに会ったことがある。その頃は賊をやってやした。
This is back then he was a thief, but he's past that. Now he's an honest merchant. He's not a thief anymore. Except he's a broke merchant. He's a broke merchant, so he doesn't have anything to sell.
それを元手に旦那にもきっと役立つ品を仕入れやす。それからおまけにあの世のこと話して差し上げましょう。どうです？
Pretty good deal, right? So it costs us 10 sin to invest in this merchant. So yes, I will absolutely throw you a dime, homie.
旦那、ありがてえ。
話してくれ。
ああ、もちろんでさ。あの世、あっしらは平田の屋敷に押し入りやした。 平田はご存知の通り、芦名の分家。ちんけな野党なんざ、普通は返り討ちです。けど、先だっての戦の折だ。若い
So he tells us we're getting some more information about this Harada battle.
そこを狙って押し入りやして、そんで火をつけ奪った。その最中でさ、旦那と会ったのは。旦那は
The Harada estate was attacked by some like foreign force. And the lowlives decided they would take that opportunity to loot everything that they could get their hands on. He tells you like, oh yeah, the Harada folks would have absolutely just mopped the floor with us if we had tried to steal from them. But they were fighting off, there was like an invasion going on. And so we were able to get through that. He also asks if we would like to purchase some information. It's 20 cents. It's 20 sen. So yeah, we'll throw 2 dimes at him.
忍びの道具の情報を教えて差し上げやしょう。頼む。
He tells us he knows about a shinobi tool.
すげえ勢いで火が出る筒を
And he
見かけ
says,
たことがあるやつ。
Bo.
平田屋敷の押し入りの時、あっしの仲間がぶんどったもんです。ボーボーってな調子ですげえ勢いで火を吹いてやしたよ。
A tattered note written by Anayama. Seems to be from some years ago. Lucrative info number 36. I love that this is lucrative info number 36. My man's got 36 of these. When we broke into Harada Estate, we found a barrel that spewed flame. The boys lit a roaring bonfire with it and made merry with the drink. Must have been a shinobi's tool. A fire-shooting tube at the Harada Estate. I'll keep that in mind. So, we learned about a fire-shooting tool at the Harada Estate. We learned that there was an attack on the Harada Estate. The Harada Estate is going to be, like, absolutely messed up by the time we get there. I would like to... Well, I'll just use the grappling hook, right? And here we get a chance to eavesdrop. We get a chance to look ahead and see what's going on. Okay, we also get a chance to fall down stupidly. Don't feel safe with that big bastard just tied up next to us. I'd rather not get hurt just before the war begins. Well, if the worst happens, the only choice is to use fire. Those red eyes fear fire. That's what the Lord's proclamation said. Proclamations, what a joke. Well, actually, sure is a funny way of preparing for war. So, we learn about a big spewing fire barrel. We learn that this dude up here who's chained to this gate, these soldiers are terrified of him, but he fears fire. So now would be a good time for us to return back to the dilapidated temple, and we're going to give that bell charm up.
Nanda.
お前さん、勘が戻ってきたようじゃな。ちっとは忍びらしくなってきたように見える。とっておきな。
So now that we're better, we're up and moving around. He's like, "Oh, okay. So you remember how to be a ninja, right?" He gives us a book called the Shinobi Esoteric Text. It's a book of secrets that detail a variety of techniques employed by shinobi. Grants the ability to learn shinobi-style skills. Within this text are the innermost secrets of the shinobi arts, such as attacks performed in the air and hiding one's body to avoid detection. Such moves could never be practiced by samurai. Which, this, the fact that he has this gives us some insight into the sculptor as well.
これは
忍びの技じゃ。侍には真似できぬ。忍びの戦う術が書いてある。まあ、どうするかは、お前さん次第よ。戦う術など、忍びだけでもあるまいって。
Owning an esoteric text of a combat style will allow you its skills to be acquired in the sculptor's idle skill menu. Each enemy defeated provides a skill experience. Skill points are acquired once enough experience is gained, which can be spent to unlock skills. Yada yada. So we have the Shinobi Esoteric text now. We also have, like 2 points, maybe? No, we have almost 2 points. So we can buy skills now. However, we need 2 points before we can buy the only skill that matters, which is Makiri Counter. Everything else can wait. I can hear the ring of a bell chime.
この古い鈴のことか。老婆が
An old woman asked me to offer it to Buddha.
その鈴、見覚
And
え
have you
は
seen that bell before? No, it's unfamiliar.
鈴の方
It
は
appears the bell disagrees.
違うな。お前さんに
I think it's trying to tell you
何
something.
やらいい。
なんだと。
What?
鈴を備
Give it
え
as an
て
offering.
そこにあ
The
る。
kind-faced Buddha
優
near the wall is
しい
different
顔
from the
の
Buddhas I
仏
make.
様は誠
It
の
was
仏
carved
師
by
が
the hand of the
おら
true
れたも
sculptor.
のだ。
If you want more forms of that fang of yours, you'll need to search for more shinobi tools. Now turning back from this path now. The least I can do is load your arm. So now we can offer this bell to the Buddha. And this is a great time to do this in a playthrough. You can, you know, you don't have to do any of this. You can breeze through it, you know, at your own pace or whatever. But doing it in this order will help a lot. Three years ago. Some pellets. Little sculptor's idol. And then a big raging fire. Absolutely incredible game design right here. Absolutely incredible. Also, our girl, Kitamura, right, really starts to shine right here. Absolutely kills it. Tucked away in the mountains, we find the Harada estate, and it is burning to the ground. We get hit with some strings, and we have what From Software does best. An absolutely beautiful vista turned into just a ruin. This is... oh, they nail this. Off in the distance, you can see the pagoda tower. The music kicks in. It's so good. It is so good. He recognizes us as Owl's son. What happened? There's thieves in the Harada estate. And he knows that our job is to protect the divine heir. What year is it?
何がおかしな。
教えてくれ。
流泉モーデの。
It's the year of the Dragon Spring pilgrimage.
流泉モーデ。3年前か。どういうことだ。武士殿は古い記憶と言った。何も覚えてはおらぬが、これは過去ということか。
So this is an example of like doing a good job with your storytelling. Wolf is confused and he asks, "What year is this? Like this is I don't remember this." And he gets told that it was 3 years ago. But it's also good storytelling because it tells us something, the people who have played the game before, and we're looking around for clues about what exactly went on in this game and in this world. And we're told that it is the year of the Dragon Spring pilgrimage. So again, these people are like tucked away up on a mountain, right? Getting to other places is a big deal. So like a Dragon Spring pilgrimage is something that you could plan well in advance. And it becomes an event. It becomes a way to mark the year. And this is the year of the Dragon Spring pilgrimage. Who is pilgrimaging to Dragon Spring? We don't know. But somebody is. Also, we finally get to swim. And we get treasure carp scales. To the average person, it's just a beautiful scale, but there are some who exalt a certain master, who consider these scales among the most precious things in the world. For this reason, collecting them could be worthwhile. This is the sort of thing you never have to do in New Game Plus, because you've already done it. Also, shout out to From Software for doing a pretty good job of swimming mechanics in their first attempt. Maybe. Just maybe. God, I love that guy. But yeah, since I don't have any of this stuff, it's important that I do it. Anyway, they kind of nailed swimming on their first try, and that's cool. Gives me hope for they do a good job with horse riding in Elden Ring. So there's an interview with Miyazaki where he talks about how he only wrote the dialogue for one of the NPCs in the game, and he doesn't say who it is. He says he'll let us guess which NPC he wrote. Come on, my man. If it ain't this dude, it's the basket head man. If it ain't this dude, it's the basket head man.
お主、恋の鱗を知らんかい。キラキラ光る宝鯉の鱗。それを持てば存分に褒美を取らそうぞ。
So we can purchase items with scales. We can learn the floating passage text. It's a combat art. We can get a mask fragment. We can get a withered red gourd, or we can get divine grass. We're going to take the withered red gourd. It is a gourd like our healing gourd, except it reduces burn buildup and increases burn resistance. But if you're already burned, this doesn't put you out, which is an important distinction to make.
良き心がけ褒めてとらす。また鱗持っておいでや。
So the dude definitely, like, his hand, Bloodborne does this as well. At a certain point, we make our way into Yusefka's clinic, and we see one of the celestial emissary types used to be human, and we see that from its hand laying on a clinic table. Here, we kind of get the same thing with the pot noble, kind of like sticking his hand out, you know. That's definitely not human, right? Ooh! Alright, thankfully we have a shuriken now. Which allows us to one-shot the dogs. Once again, immediately making Sekiro better than every other game. If you shoot dogs in Bloodborne, they fall down, but it doesn't kill them. They get back up, and that's annoying. In Sekiro, if you hit a dog with a ninja star, it's dead. In New Game. And maybe in New Game Plus, as long as it's an upgraded ninja star. Also, we hit 2 skill points, which means we are absolutely ready to get a hold of Makiri Counter. But first... Man, And again, I'm really appreciating the exploration in the game now that I'm on a new save file, and I kind of have to explore to find all the stuff I need. Oh, these dudes raised the alarm. Wanted level 5. Oil. Plain oil. When the jar breaks, the oil covers everything nearby. Enemies doused in oil are easily set alight, causing them to take additional vitality damage from fire attacks and making them more vulnerable to the burn status. Look at this dude. Look at his little pose. Look at him with his sword on his shoulder like he thinks he's hot shit. Alright, alright, alright. So we're introduced to archer enemies. We're introduced to enemies that can like sound the alarm. A lot of stuff going on here. Would one shuriken really be all that's needed to drop a dog dead before it hits the ground, though? That's a good question, dang it, JM. But I have to assume, if thrown by a trained shinobi, yes. So now we can finally acquire a skill. We're going to acquire not only... Look at me. Look at me. Not only is this the most important skill, it is the best skill in any video game ever. Makiri Counter enables one to counter enemy thrust attacks by stomping down on an enemy's weapon, dealing large amount of damage to posture. It is nearly impossible to perceive the speed of a thrust, but not for sharp eyes of a shinobi. This is the most fun skill in a video game ever, in my opinion. And it's not even close. Every game that doesn't have this is worse for not having this skill. Every game needs this skill. So, we've learned about perilous attacks. We've learned about sweep attacks, which we jump over. And we've learned about thrust attacks, which we either must perfectly deflect or just get out of the way of. We've also learned about grab attacks, because that's what killed us. Grab attacks, we also must just get out of the way of them. But the Makiri Counter allows us to intercept a thrust attack with our foot. It looks cool, it feels cool, it's super rewarding. I could go on, I could talk forever about how great this skill is, and I will, because it's about to become a very important skill. Alright, so here we have some dudes. We know those torch dudes now. We know those torch dudes now will, like, raise the alarm on us. So, like, if we wanna be smart, we need to take him out, right? And remember how I told you guys that ceramic shards are, like, widely ignored? Like, I don't see enough players, when I watch other people stream, you know, you never really see anybody take the time to appreciate the ceramic shard. The ceramic shard is OP as hell. The ceramic shard turns a lot of enemies into just insta-death dudes, which is, you know, that's great. If I do this right, the game is going to reward me for sneaking around. The game, you know, everybody makes a big deal about, like, the verticality of the game, which is fine. They should, because it's awesome. But, the verticality allows us to also get a better vantage point of what we're looking at. Which is one of the things interesting about the Miyazaki interview about Elden Ring, was he talks about, like, different ways to explore. and like how there's different ways to like traverse the map. Oh shit! I was not. Okay, I was too loud. Bamboo. That was on me. That was on me. You know what? That was on me. It's alright. It's alright. Nobody said a shinobi has to stick around forever. You know, you can just leave. Alright, so the axe dudes have hyper armor. I'll fight one momentarily. You cannot interrupt these dudes. Once they start swinging, they don't stop. Which is an interesting... These dudes... It's interesting because these dudes introduce us to the idea of, like, the anti-bullying measure. The game, a lot of people talk about how, like, just mash L1. And, like, yeah, that's fine. You can get through the game if you just mash L1. But honestly, it's faster and more efficient to mash R1. If you mash attack, you burn through your enemies a lot faster than if you just sit there and mash L1 and try and, you know... Where? Oh, you're over there. Okay. So, anywho, mashing R1. It works. It's great. It's good. But the axe guys having hyper armor introduces us to the mechanic that, like, hey, not everybody's gonna get bullied by you, okay? There are gonna be some enemies that you're not allowed to bully, because you're not gonna be able to interrupt certain attacks they have. And it's interesting because the axe dudes are actually, like, more difficult than some of the dudes that they're trying to teach you about. The axe dudes hit hard, and their attacks are bizarrely coordinated. Like, they fight like drunken people, which I guess makes sense because they are drunk. I miss my air death blow so much, Epi. Shit. Double shit. Alright, that archer down the way is kind of on us. Looking in the window here, we can see, like, the dead Hirata estate denizens. Saint talking too loud while sneaking. I'll try and whisper. How about this? Is this better? Oh, look at it burn. Whoever called this a fire-breathing barrel wasn't kidding. I can feel my spirits lifting already. You ain't wrong. This estate always rubbed me the wrong way, but you gotta give it a good send-off at least. So, remember, Amayama? Is that his name? Amayani? Whatever his name was. That dude. He told us there was a fire-breathing barrel here. Now we seem to have found it. Whoa! Who? Who? Show yourself, coward. Whoa! So, I remember seeing an archer up on that roof. But it looks like he dropped down. Let's see if we can peg this dude with a shard. Alright, so he wants to come over here and see what the hell hit him. I was hoping he would walk back behind the house. He didn't do that. Alright, who's got the axe? I must ask you a question. Alright, you with the axe. Oh, that dude is wasted! Oh, I could have killed him! Oh! The fire! Alright, we still got 2 swigs from our gourd. Probably not a bad time to use it. Also, we can finally get over here. Oh, no, we can't. That archer has the eyes of a sniper. Like, he took a sniper's eyes out and gave them to himself. And this dude over here really is wasted. Like, if you ever find yourself in this condition, don't drive. Probably a bad idea. Oh, my man. I mean, he was gonna wake up feeling like that in the morning anyway, so let's be real. I might have just done that guy a favor. Can you imagine the hangover? Just absolutely dehydrated because you stood too close to a fire, breathing in smoke all day. And there it is, the flame barrel. An iron barrel that spews fire. Can be fitted to the Shinobi prosthetic to become a prosthetic tool. It is difficult to control the rage-filled red eyes with the power of man alone. However, a fire-based weapon could be a means of resisting them. They are said to fear fire above all else. So if you've played the game and you got your ass handed to you by the red eyes giant ogre dude, maybe you talked to the vendor, maybe you listened in on the conversation, and the game has told you fire, 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 and now you finally have access to it. So you're rewarded for your exploration. So, also, this guy's going to tell us what's happening here. We've already pieced it together. We're way ahead of the reveal. But he tells us there's a Shinobi Axe nearby. And we can split their skulls wide open. One of the... I talked earlier about the storytelling and what I liked about it. One thing I don't like about Sekiro is, like, in their first attempt at making a game with a lot of dialogue in it, we hit this just over and over and over again. an NPC will say something, and then Sekiro will be like, "What? An axe? There's an axe. An axe? Yes, an axe. Beware of the chicken, Sekiro. The chicken. Yes, the chicken." It's a lot of video games do it because it's an easy way to, like, force it on the player that, like, hey, this is important, pay attention. But it's so outside of how From Software typically operates. I don't have my skills, and it's driving me crazy. Oh, chicken! Also, Dips, thanks for the 5 gift subs. Very much appreciated. Kutik, Wormwood, Basham Taylor, Rot Snake, Nova Trance. Welcome back, and welcome. Enjoy your emotes. Dips, thank you so much. I think Sekiro isn't a good communicator. Obviously not, but, like, it goes beyond even that. Like, it's just a very common trope for media. Like, video games do it, TV shows do it, movies do it. Because, like, in a book, you can just go back and reread the page, you know? But in like, motion pictures and things like that, you know, that's not really an option. So what they do instead is they just, like, make the person repeat the thing so that you understand how important the implication is, right? So here we go. We found him. We found him. We did run into him that night 3 years ago. He was right. Face only a mother could love.
Look
at that chest hair and that red underwear.
旦那は見たとこ忍びですかね。何か探し物でも？まあ何にせよ、ここはあっしが先に見つけた場所でさ。
He's got more eyes than
様子を
teeth.
漁ってください。
And he's missing one of those.
ああ、そういえばどっかの崖上に三重の塔が見えやしたぜ。あんだけご立派な塔だ。きっと中にはお宝がしまわれてるに違いねえ。あっしならそう思いやすね。
So he tells us about a pagoda with some treasure in it. So not only did this homie tell us about the fire barrel, he also tells us where to find the Mist Raven. What a great guy. Another bundled Jizo statue. And we can kind of see some treasure through the bamboo, right? So, like, this is actually kind of clever. I don't think I've ever noticed this. This is where we find a bundled coin purse. It's a big coin purse, but it's protected by 2 shinobi hunters. So that's kind of the game, like, letting you know that that's there. And if your brain is able to piece together what this map should be shaped like, when you get over there, you would be, you know, you would think about that. All right, once again, we have guy who raises the alarm, and we have Axe Dude. Axe Dude is just an absolute badass. Axe Dude will probably give me a fight, so I'm gonna fight Axe Dude. Show you guys what I'm talking about. So, like, he has hyper armor. I had to hit him twice to stop him from swinging that axe. But if you deflect him, you send him off. Like, you send him away. Now, Axe Dude doing that is like a precursor to when Owl will do that against us. I should have eavesdropped on those dudes. They wanted in here. They knew there were villagers in here. They wanted in here. I didn't eavesdrop on them. My bad, chat. But there's villagers we can eavesdrop on.
どうか動かないでください。傷に触ります。
いや、行かねばならぬ。族どもの中に 忍びなりの僧兵が混ざっている。あれは手だれよ。どうしても私が行かねば。
無理です。この傷ではとても。
So we learn about a Shinobi hunter in the area, and that dude wants to go fight him, but somebody is like looking out for him and saying, "No, you can't go."
お主、若様の忍びじゃな。肝心な時におらぬとんだ役立たずめ。いや、もしやお主賊を手引いたのではあるまいな。さもなくばこの平田屋敷がこうもあっけなく落ちようものか。そうよ、そうに違いないわ。いねえ。裏切り者はいねえ。
So this dude, he knows who we are. He knows that we are the Shinobi of the Divine Air, but he thinks we're a traitor. He thinks we're the one that sold out. That there was no protection here because everybody's on the Dragon Spring pilgrimage. Lomo, hello. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to talk to this person, but it's no big deal.
族では
We're about to go back anyway.
あなたは若様の。あ、よかった。忍び殿、族どもの目的は若様です。あやつらは
The bandits are after our young lord.
坂上にいた
They've
り、
climbed the hill and
お
set
屋
the
敷に
estate on
火を
fire.
かけています。若様の脱出も
It looked as if the young lord had no way
叶
to
わなか
escape.
ったご様子。お願いです。忍び殿、若様をお救いください。これをあなたに託します。
And we get some antidote powder. It's concocted by the Sunken Valley clan. It heals poison and increases poison resistance. Magnetite deposits are found in the Sunken Valley, but the place is dangerously toxic. Antidote powder is essential for anyone attempting to mine the ore.
どうかお役立てを。
And we've got the flame barrel, and we've learned that there's an axe in nearby. And we've also learned that there is a pagoda, which we know has the Mist Raven in it. So the Harada Estate, really, a great area. And I think it was probably, like, cooked up as a place where you were supposed to visit periodically. Like, you're not supposed to clear it all in one run. We're stocking up on Sin. We're getting skill points, which we can turn into abilities, and we're loading up on new Shinobi prosthetics. Here we find the Shinobi Axe of the Monkey, a heavy black iron axe used by Shinobi. This boorish axe is used less for cutting and more for breaking things with its weight. Once the favored weapon of a shinobi known as the Bounding Monkey of the Sunken Valley. It was lost, along with his left arm. That would be the sculptor. We are a wolf. He is a monkey. Goken Sugar. Made by Shinobi Hunters of Maisen Temple, sustaining Goken's blessing. It reduces posture damage you take. Maisen monks are well versed in the art of killing shinobi, and an undertaking that demands a body with an unshakable core. I keep forgetting to eavesdrop, chat. I keep forgetting. It's okay. It's okay. So, what we should do now is return and go back and get our stuff replenished, right? And stock up on our new stuff. Get our new Shinobi prosthetics, right? That's what we should do. But instead what we're going to do is we're going to run over here, and thankfully the enemies respawn, and we'll have a chance to eavesdrop. So let's come over here, and we'll eavesdrop on the two guys who are looking at the axe.
兄貴、次はこのお堂ですかい。いや、そこはいい。次に行くぞ。けんど、供え物でもあれば重蔵様に。やめんか。仏様には手出し無用。何度言やわかるんだ、タコが。怒らないでおくれよ、兄貴。タコでごめんよ。
So the one dude, he wants to steal what's in the pagoda, and he's like, "Hey, are we gonna burn it down, or are we gonna steal it, and give it to Lord Juzo?" And the guy's like, "We don't steal from Buddha. Shut up." However, we do steal from Buddha, and we take his axe.
おう、ここを開けやがれ。こそこそと隠れてんのは分かってんだ。おとなしく投降しないと痛い目見るぞ。
And those folks right there just went into that little village. All right, so we got our eavesdrop on, and that's where the game introduces us to Lord Juzo, who we'll have to fight a little later on. Okay, now we can travel back to the temple. Undying Samurai Training Makiri Counter unlocked. So now we can practice Makiri Counter on Hanbei. Do we have any gourd seeds? We don't.
Modotta
あれは夢なのか、それとも誠にあったことなのか。
さてな、夢かうつつか、わしにも定かなことはわからん。一つ言えるのは、仏様はお前さんの古い記憶を起こしてくださっているだけじゃ。お前さんがどう思い、どう覚えていたか、すべてはそれ次第じゃ。
見るものすべてが正しく起こったことかはわからぬ。
そういうことじゃ。
So he tells us the statue, the Buddha statue, saw fit to awaken some of our old memories. We can get some new prosthetic tools. We can get the axe. I was curious if he would say something special about the axe. We've given him three. We've given him three Shinobi tools, so he's going to reward us with a new Shinobi Esoteric text. It grants the ability to learn prosthetic style. Written by a man who abandoned the path of the shinobi, but could not bring himself to discard his painstaking research. He never expected to pass these on to anyone else. So, we know who that's from.
それが書いてある。要は、忍び義手を使った戦いの術じゃな。
わかった。
まったく、義手の忍び技など、もはや無用と思っておったが、わからんものよな。ではな、また。
So now, what? Oh, I'm looking at remnants, apparently. I didn't mean to look at remnants. Oh, remnants got its own button. Holy hell. Wild. I haven't read any notes. So now we've got 3 tools. We got the throwing star, the axe, and the flame vent. So while Bloodborne has trick weapons, Sekiro has trick arm. Now that we've got this fire, we could probably try and take out that that ogre with the red eyes, right? Also, we can take a look at our new skills, the prosthetic arts. We can learn chasing slice or grappling hook attack. Either one would be fine. We have 2 points, so we'll buy them both. These are going to help us. This will help us for the rest of the game. It's great. You throw a ninja star and you can immediately follow it up with a slash. It's great. Grappling hook attack is going to help us with Gyobu. Neither is necessary, but I like both. We also need to travel to right. Man, there's just like there's no fast way to do it. All right, we'll take the gate path. Yeah, the axe is very good because it has hyper armor. The flame barrel is nice because it allows us to inflict our first status abnormality on enemies, and that is burn. Burn cuts into their HP and eats away at it, and as it eats away at their vitality, so too is it eating away at their posture. Their posture becomes easier to break the lower their vitality is, right? Posture is sort of like, you know, a reworking of poise. And if you want to break somebody's poise, you know, you can... If you break someone's poise, you're able to, like, take a death blow and just immediately kill them. But the less vitality they have, the less they are able to defend themselves, and so the worse their posture also becomes. So having something that can inflict a status ailment that constantly eats away at their vitality will help to, get their posture down as well. We're gonna come back to this dude, and we're gonna buy those firecrackers. Now again, you have coin purses, so you could have sold your coin purses to get these as well, but whatever. He tells us not to use them around the crows because he likes the crows. And the firecrackers scare them. So, not only is it just a cool little bit of character, but it gives us the hint that this thing is going to be good against animals. You can jump from the corner of the broken rooftop to get here quick. The corner of the broken rooftop. Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I just didn't want to have to fight all those enemies again. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our firecracker put in. This is going to be, you know, obviously super good against Gyobu and the Raging Bull. And it's interesting, you can totally miss that firecracker right there. And if you miss it right there, the next chance you're going to get to purchase it is after Gyobu. So, you know, like and the game tries to give you a hint that horses are spooked by the firecrackers. So, it's like the first time I played it, I missed it. I didn't find that vendor up there. And now that we have seen the Harada estate and we've gotten all this stuff, we can go back here. We can try and take on this ogre with the red eyes. Also, we've learned the Harada estate has taught us about the burn status abnormality, and it's given us oil urns, which is very good game design in terms of teaching the player mechanics without like shoving them down your throat. We've learned about them naturally. He's been waiting for us. He finally got some goods with the coin we gave him. Remember, we only gave him 10 cents. And this is what he's come up with. Some pellets, ceramic shards, a coin purse, and a phantom kunai. It's an upgrade to the throwing star. A ringing sound is heard when it's thrown, and the phantom butterflies appear in the kunai's trail. Since childhood, Lady Butterfly had accumulated much experience in Usui's forest, far from civilization, along Tozen Trail. His forest is filled with mist and mystifications, making it ideal for training in illusion techniques. He's gonna let us in on something. He's thinking about expanding his business. Who knows when Ashina will fall? It's what you might call a sinking ship.
つまり成り上がる好機じゃねえかと思うんでさ。そこで一つ頼みがありやす。
なんだ。
アシナの侍どもが今欲しがっているものは何か探ってきちゃくれやせんか。
He wants us to spy on the samurai and find out what they need so that he can sell it to them.
旦那は忍びだ。敵方から情報を仕入れるいい耳をお持ちのはず。ぜひお願いしやす。
Which opens up a fun little side quest that we can do. So, we've got these dudes now. That was meant to be a sneaky death blow, but it was not. It's interesting how deep the moveset is on the katana. It's also interesting how the katana works. I was able to charge that R1 very quickly, and I'm not sure why. I don't know if I was able to charge it quickly because it was a follow-up, or if I was able to charge it up quickly because it came off of a block. But either way, that's something I'm going to pay attention to. We're going to try and sneak, see if we can get around this ogre. The answer is no. You cannot sneak around that ogre. He's mad. He's mad as hell, boy. My dog is mad as hell. Now, we do have something that can help here. The Gaishin sugar. This allows us to sneak around the ogre. We get up here, we meet a spear dude. It's our first spear dude. We've got Makiri Counter now. We angered the ogre, though. He heard all that fighting. We didn't anger him, but we aroused his suspicion. But we can use the level to sort of jump around. Grab attacks can't be deflected. There is no way to avoid taking serious damage once you're grabbed. But if one jumps or sprints away, grabs can be avoided. Some grabs can also be avoided with a well-timed step dodge. Oh, he doesn't like that fire. We staggered him. That was close. Oh no! Damn it! We got power bombed into oblivion. Miyazaki, give us grab attacks in Souls games, please. I want to power bomb people as a riposte or a backstab. Make it happen. That's death number 2, chat. We got a prayer bead, and we also got a latent shinobi skill, medicine rank 1. It makes the shinobi's gourd heal more. It increases the healing effect of recovery items. If I'm not mistaken, that also applies to the medicine pellets too. So it helps with that and the gourd. We got a cool monocular now, so that we can look and see where enemies are located. We can use the left stick to zoom in. And it's also going to allow us to look at the pretty levels. There's our gourd seed. And there's a ceramic shard, which will come in handy. Honestly, we would be better suited to going back to our last save point and going back and upgrading our gourd is the smart play here. But no one's ever accused me of being smart. Uh-oh. Or good at this game. No one's also accused me of being good at this game. That was supposed to be a grab, and I didn't grab. Oh, Lord. Well, bring it on. I love your armor. Oh, I should also point out, holding L1 in the block stance, even though we take damage through block because we don't have Kuro's Charm, holding L1 allows you to regain your posture back, which means it's worth doing. Yeah, that's incredible. That is incredible. If your sword if your sword is blocked but not deflected, you can charge R1 faster than charging it from neutral. It's crazy that the game did that. And that's sort of your way to punish enemies who block but don't deflect. That's really cool. Hey, what's up? What's up, Moose Hat? Take out the rifle dude. Ceramic shard. This nerd. Ceramic shard this nerd as well. Now, that dude up there that bangs on the pot, grade A asshole, chat. Another rifleman. Once we come down here, the samurai general starts his patrol. Allows us a sneak attack kill. We're gonna take the throwing star to interrupt his attempt at healing. Usually when he backsteps away, that's when he's gonna try and heal. And that's our third prayer bead. You guys were asking if I was going to go ring the demon bell, and the answer is no. I am not going to go ring that demon bell, because it has been too long since I've played this game, and I will just get absolutely smoked by every enemy. I've died twice already. Oh my god, can you imagine? I'd get smoked. However, I'm going to come over here and pick up this divine confetti. Paper made ceremoniously, whereby pulp is spread thin using water from exalted fountainhead. And as the gods bless the water, so too will the confetti bless one who basks in its touch, allowing attacks to connect with apparition-type enemies. So, you need this if you want to go fight the headless dude over there. We'll get to that, but we've got other stuff to do first. Hey, what's up, Beluda? Yeah, compared to Kuro's Charm, the Demon Bell is not that hard. Stacking the two together, really pretty rough. We get our first glance at these stupid lizard enemies. Hey, I want this treasure. I got treasure. Hooray! Hooray for treasure. And now there's a lizard. Actually, I guess you could have seen the lizards I guess you could have seen the lizards in the tutorial area if you drop down into the moat. The lizards are interesting because you can just always death blow them. Which isn't, you know, it makes the animal type enemies much easier to deal with. They're still annoying. And they'll still mess you up, because look at Poison. Poison's doing work. Like, they'll still mess you up, but they're much easier to deal with. Alright, we took out 2 mini-bosses. And this part with the giant snake, this is, I always die here. This part with the giant snake has ruined so many of my no-death attempts. But it's a great part. It's a great part of the game. But before we do the great part of the game, I'm going to take a quick break, because this is a good time for one. We got a bunch of stuff to do. And we'll get to it in just a moment.